Mike, I was so worried about you. You were drunk. Why? I called up the garage. Nobody knew where you were. I don't know. I thought you had an accident or something. You could have called to let me know you're okay.
Hey!
Look up.
H, quit flooding the goddamn girl.
What the hell is the matter with you? Are you crazy?
But there you talk to me like I'm some kind of common sissified nigga wimp.
What is this shit anyway?
Don't nobody talk to me like that, especially no bitch hole like you. Teach you to fuck with me. I ought to put you out on the goddamn street. Teach you to fuck with me. God damn. Asshole. Slash, bitch! Fuck with me! Stop fucking with me!
That was the best fucking I ever had.
Yeah, that's because you've been dealing with the ace.
You got to leave? Where you going, sugar?
I got business to take care of.
Shit, that's my old man. Shit.
Better go talk to him. Cheryl?
Hey, what you doing back so soon, baby?
You got somebody with you, don't you, bitch?
No.
Yeah, you got somebody there with you, and I'm gonna kick the son of a bitch's ass. Yeah, that's right. I fucked your woman. Motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna rip your ass apart. Come on. This nigga's crazy.
I'm the craziest nigga you ever gonna meet. Yeah. I'm gonna cut you every which way loose. I'm gonna kill you. But you know, old big nigga got some sense. Take your car. Good night, shit.
This is the JB's monorail.
What's happening? That's right. Mo Man Truth Show. Mo Man Truth Show. That's what it is, y'all. I ain't even playing. What's happening, everybody? As you can see, the Mo Man got to a late start today. Almost didn't do a show at all, which this is really going to be a short show today. And that's because Mo Man has some running around to do. Had some things to do, a little business to take care of today that took me late into the evening, and I did not have time to get back here to do my fizzle. And to do and do what you know I'm supposed to be here to do and know and do what I know I need to do, and I just didn't do what I had to do, so I couldn't do it. Things I normally do, I didn't get a chance to do, but I did manage to do a little bit of what I meant to do. And now that I'm trying to do what I should have did earlier, now I'm doing it.
In case you don't know what a monorail is.
Ladies and gentlemen, today will be a short show. If you haven't figured it out by now, will be a short show today because I getting off to a slow start today, y'all. Yeah, getting off to a slow start. You know, it be like that sometimes. But I'm going ahead. I went on and decided that I would come on the air and do a little something anyway. So hopefully somebody has joined me tonight. Tonight, I did not have time to really get a topic down real good. So there won't really be a certain set topic tonight. But however, if someone wants to comment, make a comment or call up or talk about something that weighing heavy on their hearts or something that you just might want to mention on the Mo Man Show tonight, what I want you to do is feel comfortable and call the number at 309-679-0487. That's the call up number, ladies and gentlemen. 309-679-0487 is the call up number. We will not be having a trivia tonight because I didn't take the time out to put the trivia down on my own little personal itinerary. How do you say that word? Itinerary. Whatever how you pronounce it, you know what I'm talking about. Some of you may be a lot smarter than I am. You can pronounce the word better than I can. And even though we will not be having a trivia of the night, we may not be doing that tonight, but I tell you what, I'm about to have something that I always have, that I'm always going to have, and that is some good music, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see what it do. Start off tonight with a little Al Green, ladies and gentlemen. Let's stay together. I'm so in love with you. That's right. And for those of you that were listening, what you heard at first, that was a clip from JD's Revenge. Y'all remember that movie, JD's Revenge? Back in the day when I was a kid, that was one of my favorite black exploitation movies. That nigga was crazy, wasn't he? So that was a clip from JD's Revenge, y'all. Once again, the number 309-679-0487 if anyone wants to call up. What I need to do is I need to go ahead and send a shout out to all of the social medias, that's Facebook, Twitter, and Ustream, and let my listeners know that the Mo Man Truth Show is now on the air. Just in case somebody wants to join in and keep me company. Keep us company, brother. But more than likely tonight will be a short show, probably lasting about an hour. Maybe longer if someone calls up. So how was everybody day today? It was a beautiful day outside today. Let me give the date. Today's date is May the 7th, 2014. May the 7th, 2014. That's right, it is May. And once again, we had a beautiful day. The summer is now starting. Hell, if you don't want to talk about nothing else, call up the Mo Man Show and tell us what you did today. How did you enjoy your day today? Most of you probably worked. Unlike the Mo Man, I did not work a job today, y'all, but that don't mean that I don't get my hustle in. I'm still a hustler now. Always been a hustler. I don't need a job to make me $1. Because I got many hustles up under my belt. Legal and illegal, but the Mo Man don't mess around with the illegal side no more. I'm too old for that shit. Sitting up in somebody's jail. I'm too wise for that now, y'all. I don't indulge in the illegal stuff no more. Because I can't do it. Themselves ain't no fun. Sitting up in there thinking about Big Macs and shit. Thinking about that good food on the outside, you can't get it. Thinking about women. Looking at women in magazines, can't get them. All the women that you used to know and forgot about, you don't know you no more. Ain't even thought about sending you a letter. So it's very good to be free. That's a damn good feeling to be free. Because they will lock you up always and forever. Messing around out here. In a minute, I'll get around to telling you how my day went and what we did. Today was a very interesting day. It was a very good day. Very, very good day I had today. So my day started out good. Woke up very early this morning. Had to do what I usually have to do on a Wednesday morning. Basically spent the earlier part of the day, caught a little nap at the place that I had to go. I caught a nap, which I usually get some good Z's in when I go there. And a little later I wind up hanging. Oh, before I get started, let me mention something that I always mention at the beginning of my show. Once again, the number is 309-679-0487. And one thing I always mention at the beginning of my show is someone that I very much admire and someone that has inspired me to start my own radio broadcast. And that's my man Tariq Nasheed. So if you get a chance, go ahead and look that name up. Tariq Nasheed, y'all. That's Tariq Nasheed. Look that man up. Look that man up. Look that man up if you want to learn something. If you want to put something on your brain that you never thought of before. Go to Ustream and look up Tariq Nasheed. Go to YouTube. That man is a game advisor. That man is a filmmaker. That man is an author. Oh, you should check out his books. He's a relationship expert like none other. And he's not biased and he's not unfair. He just tell it like a T.I. is. Got some deep, deep knowledge for men concerning women and some deep, deep knowledge for women concerning men. And on the top of white supremacy, you can't beat that game. You can't beat his game on that. Nobody out there spitting it like the way he's spitting it. I just learned so much from listening to him. Still haven't figured out to this day if I'm older than him or he's older than me. I wish I had the money, y'all. If I had the money, I would contact that man and I'd get some things popping with him, because he's on the path to trying to do some good, great things concerning the advancement of black peoples. Talking about putting together programs and initiating things that will help us to move along in this country. Stop being in the condition that we in, y'all. But it don't need me bothering the man if I ain't got the money to contribute to make it happen. But if I did, I'd contract him and I would use my money. That way I don't have to sit back and just talk. I could actually do some things, you know? You could be hands-on in the struggle. So I wouldn't have to just be a talker. I could be a doer. But me having my radio broadcast, this is my way of contributing my part, doing my part. And I'm proud to be able to do it. Ever love you, love you. Yeah. So what I did earlier, the reason why I am getting late starting the show, and the reason why this will be a little short broadcast today, is because I was hanging out with my daughter today. Trying my best not to call no names. I will describe what's been going on, a little drama that's been going on in my family lately. My daughter is a young woman that is trying her best to be responsible. She's trying her best to work a job. She's working. She's trying to stay employed. She's going to work every day, and she's also at the same time doing a good job at taking care of her children. She has a 9-year-old and a 3-year-old, a 9-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. My little grandkids, I love them to death. And she's doing a very good job at taking care of them. And her spouse, the young man whom she's presently dealing with, kind of tricked her up, you know. You know how it is when you're young, you're in love, you know. Young girl listening to her boyfriend or husband or whatever have you. I wouldn't say husband so much, but listening to, you know, who they dealing with, and he moving and shaking and kind of bullshitting, and then messed around and let him talk her into getting a vehicle, with her being under the impression that the vehicle belonged to both of them. My daughter learned the hard way that a vehicle belonged to the person whose name is on the title. So he somehow finagled it where the car, although they both was using the car, but she was under the impression that it was both of their car because he used a big chunk of her money to get this vehicle. But they were not on the same page. My daughter saw the car more so as a tool to get her back and forth to work and to do family things and to use it to their advantage, whereas it seems like he was more interested in using the car for folly in the streets. So they eventually bumped heads over this vehicle to the point where he became upset because she was using the car to do this and do that during times when he wanted to use the vehicle. So they finally fell out about it, And he wound up leaving the house, and he took the car with him, and he can legally do that because the car's in his name, even though my daughter have paid for the car. So with that rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm the Mo man, y'all. And when I feel strongly about something, I believe in taking action. I believe in making a correction out of an incorrection. So since my daughter was on a good road, trying to do the right thing, being responsible, working her job, taking good care of her children, so forth, I decided that I would help her to keep her mojo. You dig? Because the Mo man can. So what I decided to do was to supply my baby with wheels of her own. And I took her today and bought her a new car. Yes, I did. I ain't dropped nothing but a couple of G's down on it. She got to make payments. But she got the car free of charge in the beginning, but she's gonna have to pay the rest of the money. That gives her an incentive to keep working. Oh, it's a pretty car too. Came with some nice shiny rims and beautiful color. It's shining. The car lot that we bought the car from, they actually washed the car before we drove off on it. So when she drove off in her new car, she had insurance, down payment, and everything a black person's supposed to have when they get a car. So if she was to get pulled over, she's straight. My daughter's so happy and pleased today, she don't know what to do. So what we did, her daughter, which is my granddaughter, was at her grandmother's house, in which her boyfriend happened to be over there too. And we pulled up in that car. Boy, you should have seen expressions on them people's faces. They couldn't believe it. And the boyfriend wound up leaving. I think he might have done that out of frustrations, you know. And at the same time trying to teach a lesson to my daughter that, number one, you don't share a car with nobody. Car's one thing you can't share. And to teach her the importance of having your own. You don't need, just because you're with somebody, you don't need them. So she had to go to work and things like that, and she was unsure as to if he would make sure that she get to work on time and do the things that she had to do with the kids. But the Mo man made it possible for her to be able to take care of herself, to do all of that herself today. My baby was helping herself, so I kicked in and I helped her too. Because I'm just that kind of man. I'm a family man, y'all. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. So now she got her own wheels. She riding in style. She's shining. And she's able to get around when, where, and how she wants to get around. She told me that they called up the guy and asked him would he come get his daughter and take her to McDonald's. He said that he was getting dressed and he never did show up that whole night. So I think he was trying to call himself teaching her a lesson, trying to show her that she needed him, y'all. And my daughter got a daddy. And I'm her daddy. So I had to show all of them that as long as she got a daddy, she got to depend on no nigga. She got her own car. She can depend on herself. And that goes for any young woman that is listening to this program. Let that be a lesson to you. Don't let love blind you, y'all. And don't let the D blind you either. For those of you that know what I mean when I say D, the mighty D. Boy, that D, boy, that good D can throw a monkey wrench in everything. Make a woman give up her whole check. Make her give up them car keys, house key. Because the power of the D. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. No, you can't be doing that. You gotta stay focused. Have your priorities in order. Even though I used to do that kind of thing myself back in the day, I've done that before. Cheated females out of their money. Not really cheated them. You know, I wasn't that type of player where I cheated them. I just convinced them. You dig? You know y'all know what I'm talking about. Just had to do some convincing. You know, woman got kids, she got responsibilities, giving me her whole welfare check. Cause I done sold a dream. Sold a dream, and when that dream didn't unfold like the way I said it would, then I told a lie behind it. But I ended that situation with hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands, that went into the man's pocket. So I know how niggas operate. I know how they operate. Because I used to be one of them. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need me lying about it. I confess I'm guilty of that. I used to sell mines. Want this body because I was fine when I was young. I was hot. I looked good, smelled good, dressed good, and I had charisma, and I was the shit. So one girl she wanted to get some of this. It wasn't free, y'all. I was selling mine. Mine was for sale. I was just like them chicks. I know you want it. Don't cost you, baby. But you know, that was back then. These days, I'm more interested in a decent, meaningful relationship. The number to call in number is 309-679-0487. That's 309-679-0487. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight, there's not really a topic going on tonight because I didn't have time. I started the show late.
Everybody wants love, but everybody's afraid of love.
But if you want to call up and just talk about something that's on your mind or something that you want to talk about, that's fine with me. I don't even have a trivia for tonight, y'all. So it was a pretty good day today. She riding slick. She pretty satisfied. She's secure in knowing that she can work her job, and if she wants to get up and take one of my grandkids to McDonald's, she can do that. If she wants to ride to another city to go visit her kinfolk, she can do that. And she can feel like a woman and feel independent. And the car even came with an alarm system, so we don't have to spend money on getting the car all alarmed up because it is stillable because it's a beautiful car. Once again, the number is 309-679-0487. On the Mo Man Truth Show this evening. And like I said, there is no topic for tonight, but there may be something that you might want to bring up and talk about. Maybe you want to talk about something that's happening lately in the news. Whatever is on your mind, whatever it is you want to talk about, feel free. Because that's what this show is about, for you to call up and chop up game and speak what's on your mind, ladies and gentlemen. And we got a call coming in.
from Austin, Larry. Call from
The Mo Man Trick Show. Who's calling, please?
What's up, Doctor?
What's happening, Big Pimpin'?
And I've been taking a nap, just woke up, man, realized how late it was.
Yeah, I got started late today because I was doing some running around today. I was helping my daughter. I don't know if you was listening to the show earlier, but I bought my daughter a car today.
Oh, okay.
She was going through some things, and she's trying to do the right thing, and I'm trying to help her hang in there. So I thought I'd chip in and help her out, you know.
I got you. No problem with that, man. Me being a car salesman, yeah, that's kind of hurtful to know that, man.
Oh, do you know I completely forgot, man? I am so sorry. But check this out, though.
What's up?
Do you do something with people that only got like $1,000 to drop down on something they could pay on?
Yeah, depending on, you know, what the credit's looking like. We definitely do, you know, money down, what banks like to see, but, you know, sometimes it requires a little more than that, but it all depends on the whole individual situation with the credit, of course.
Oh man, I don't know what's wrong with me. I completely forgot. I wish I didn't think about it, man. I'm sorry about that. I sure would have hit you up and inquired to you about it.
That's all right, man. That's just a behind the scenes manifestation, though.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding on that issue, though. But no topic tonight, huh?
How are you doing today, Larry?
Hey, man, I'm doing all right. I can say I just had my nap. My wife is cooking some burgers in there on the stove, and I'm ready to eat. So I'm gonna be doing even better in a minute.
In the summertime, do you guys do a lot of grilling and stuff outside?
Yeah, we hit the front porch, man. I let my son throw it down. He was trying to go to school for. I know you saw the post I put out there.
Yeah.
Brilliant young man, but he throws down on the grill like crazy, and he wanted to go into culinary arts, but I got him directed towards something else like construction management.
There you go.
Something that he's gonna be making six figures for sure. So.
And something he's gonna be the boss at, and
yeah.
Ain't got to be breaking his back all his life.
Exactly. So don't want him in nobody's kitchen, you know, for years before he can own his own business for sure.
There you go. Yeah, he's a handsome guy too. He looks like you, man.
Well, thanks, man. Yep, he looks a lot like his mom, who's from and lives in Chicago, West Side.
Okay.
You can look her up too on Facebook. Her name is Kimberly Red, but she's a beautiful young lady too. But he definitely got her eyes, her skin color, and all that stuff. But you know, with dreadlocks, he kind of resembles his dad even a lot more. But
well, she got like the colored eyes that change colors.
Oh yeah, like the attitude.
I got a son like that. I haven't seen him in a long time. I don't know where they are.
Yeah, I remember you told me. But no, I was off today anyway, man. But it's always good to be connected with people that I know. Selling cars on it. But I don't let that bother me though, because even myself, I bought my last car from over there in El Paso. And then we got all the cars and vans. Actually, when my wife wanted a van, I bought it from a different dealer. So, But that's just the way we are. We go where the deal is, and if it's right on time and it's right at the right spot, we go for it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Larry, there is no topic of the night because I didn't even have time to work that out. But I just said that I didn't want to go through the whole night without doing anything tonight. So I tried to do a show anyway.
Oh, okay.
But if you got something on your mind, you're more than welcome to go on and spit.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if you know Miss Tana Wanna. Actually, my son's aunt. The one that lives in Chicago, her sister. She still lives here, and she's one of those sisters, man, that used to be. I mean, she was already at birth. She was in the wrong direction. And I can tell you something. It's something very scary and significantly about this young lady. But I'm starting to learn that she's beginning to be enlightened. I can say that.
How old is she?
She's Tanny is about. We call her Tanny, but her name is Santana.
Okay.
Marcus. But she called herself Tana Wanna. And she's starting to study, And she posted a question earlier tonight, and it had to do with, why do black folks tend to, try to strip themselves away from the original, in appearance as far as the hair, silking your hair, curling it, or straightening it, or permanent.
Yeah.
She just kind of posted a question out there, and I kind of like that. Remember going back to her, how she never was, and she started to be enlightened. I just had to get on there one night. I asked her, I said, girl, where did you learn all this? She said, it was a good friend of mine I ran into one day. He threw some knowledge on me, and she said all she do now is read. So she's a very, very, I just say she's desiring to be enlightened and it shows.
Seeking that knowledge.
Yeah. For instance, there was another question. I just answered both of them too.
Yeah.
I was going to actually inbox you, but I said, "Oh, the Moment Truth show is on."
Yeah.
So we'll get you in there. But she asked a question. She said, "Well, can anybody tell me what the heck is Good Friday?" He said, "Don't everybody answer at the same time." So she got a few responses, and then she's like, "Well, I really want to hear that from somebody that goes to church."
Yeah.
Of course, I went ahead and popped in there, and I just told her, "Well, I would have her to answer what is Friday, because before there was a Good Friday per se, in reference to Easter, the pagan holiday, there was a Friday. So it gets deeper than just Good Friday, because Friday itself it makes a representation of a certain God that I would say the pagans had believed in and had worshipped on this certain fifth day of the calendar month." Okay.
Yeah.
So I told her it gets deeper than just Good Friday. So let's go a little deeper than Good Friday, as they call it. I emphasize they. And let's see where it goes with just why do we even acknowledge that it is a Friday? With Friday again being named after some god that of that day that they worshipped in at that time, and that's why we have the calendar days called certain things that was never in the origin. Okay.
Right.
So what you think?
Well, what's the question? What do I think Good Friday come from? What do I think it originated?
Yeah, either that or just what about Friday itself?
I am not that knowledgeable on that. I really can't say too much on it because I don't know too much about it. None other than Good Friday is the Friday before the day that Jesus supposed to had risen.
Exactly, for the resurrection. That was the day that and I can't even answer that myself, but it has significance to the resurrection as it's been put in place of belief. But it has Good Friday was the day that I would say that they had went to check and he wasn't there or whatever, and no, I would say that would have been the day. No, I'm getting mixed up with the Passover, so I'm not even gonna try to answer that myself. I'm not even gonna do it because I'm mixed up. You can tell.
So I wouldn't know. I really couldn't answer the question other than that.
Right. And I don't get all deep into it, even on the holiday itself. Or I call them holidays because there's nothing holy about those days.
Right.
Holiday is just short for holy day, or conjunction together.
What about Christmas? Do you enjoy Christmas or celebrate it?
No, not at all. I tend to kind of straddle the fence on that. My wife, she still do her thing. I know that the aspects of Kwanzaa. I tried to get into that years ago in my Islam days, Muslim days. But as far as Christmas, no, that is man. Old Saint Nick was a mean sucker, man.
Yeah.
that devil, that demon.
If you get an opportunity, check out the Hidden Colors documentaries by Tariq Nasheed.
Checked it out.
Yeah, check it out if you get to check. Matter of fact, you know what I can do for you, man? I have them in here somewhere, and I found them, and I put them to the side. And when we make a day when we meet, I'm gonna bring you those DVDs so you can check them out.
Well, I said I checked them out.
Oh, you seen them already?
Yeah. Remember the brother I was telling you about, the kind of straddles the fence when the brother's around, but then when the man steps up, he changes his.
Yeah. He gave you the DVDs.
He had the nerve to even submit or provide for me to watch Hidden Colors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I got it downloaded on my desk at my computer at my job. Just the day that he brought in his thumb drive, and I just downloaded it. But I checked out a lot of it. I didn't know that was Tariq Nasheed, though.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
No, I didn't know that. I just know that that's the same brother that you had to check out, right?
Yep. And the reason why I brought it up is because he had mentioned in if you can recall, he mentioned in one of those DVDs that old Saint Nick, old Saint Nick was actually originally a black priest.
Oh, okay.
He was a black priest. It's in I think it's in the first Hidden Color documentary. Yeah, but that's actually who he was. He was a black priest that the environment that he was in, they tried to persecute him, and he wound up having to run. He wound up having to flee, and that's who the original old Saint Nick was. That's really who they're worshiping, as far as old Saint Nick. But people don't know that,
I see.
Yep.
I got all this surface knowledge on, I think his name is Barry Shango, whatever his name is, Black People in European Holidays. I don't know if you got that piece of literature, but that's some deep stuff when it pertains to some of the origins that we, as a people, as a whole, we don't know what we celebrate, what we put in our minds when we call ourselves celebrating certain holidays like that.
Right.
Thanksgiving, they call it Thanksgiving in this book, and he pretty much breaks all that down, deeper than the surface knowledge that we know of, as far as the Indians being almost exterminated by pilgrims.
Me myself, I don't really hold those holidays in high regard myself. They really have no value to me other than an opportunity to get together with family. And because you know that your family members and everybody else, they're into the holidays, and it's really your only chance for everybody to get together. So I take advantage of that.
Yeah, you making me reflect back when Mr. Roger Willis, he's a good friend of mine from Chicago. Remember, I made those comments, and he kind of came in, and you got to remember, because it had something to do with Thanksgiving, and I threw that out there.
Yeah.
He kind of, said the same thing then, if you can recall.
Mm-hmm.
But I just say I don't think those things are unidirectional. I think it's or bidirectional. I just say it's straightforward. It should never be a straddling of the fence. If you believe, you believe. If you don't, you don't. And in my opinion, even if the family members, it's not recognized as a holiday. But if everybody in the family recognizes it as a holiday and they celebrate it, and then this is an opportunity for all the family to get together, are you still, in a sense, celebrating with the family?
That's what I think. I think with my family members, I think they more so just see it as an opportunity for us to get together too. I don't think they're all into it like that, But I mean, it's really the only holidays that we have, to get together like that. Because if I went to them and tried to make a big deal out of Kwanzaa, they're not gonna act right. You know how that is.
Exactly.
They're not going to treat it like they treat Thanksgiving and treat Christmas, the holidays that they was raised on,
Yep.
So what do you think of those posts that I posted up? Were you I see you was paying attention to that to the black and white Jesus pictures that I posted up. One of my Facebook buddies, he kept, he was happily posting the pictures of the white Jesus, and I chimed in on him and asked him. I wrote the words, really? I ain't gonna say his name. I'll say Donnie. I ain't gonna say his real name, but I said, like, really? Donnie, really? And then he came back with, yeah, really. And then he gave me a script about, I love everybody and I worship and I'm in the Lord and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, that's fine and dandy, man, but I'm noticing that why won't you post pics of a black Jesus? Because it's not like they're not available. So then he came back and said, well, the color don't make a difference. God, everybody was made in the image of God and Jesus and so forth, and the color don't matter. So I'm like, well, if the color don't matter, then why won't you put up a more accurate picture?
Exactly.
So he said, okay then, Mo, send me a picture and I'll post it. So I said, okay, I'm going to send you a picture of some black Jesuses and let's see what happened.
All right.
So I sent him a couple of pictures. One picture of a Jesus with looked like he had a perm. You seen the pictures, right?
An Americanized black Jesus.
Right. Yeah. And then I sent him the picture of the more African-looking Jesus. And he didn't get no likes. He got no attention off of those pictures.
Exactly. Getting back to the same thing that Tanny, my son's aunt, that she just posted about the natural hair versus the straight hair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, when we look at pictures of Jesus the Christ as they have painted those pictures over the years, and again, just feed the mind of black people to make us feel inferior by all the angels, even the characters in the Bible. Every bit of it has to do with just white colored skin per se.
Right.
And again, in itself, the many that believe that Christianity is a brainwashing type of religion where it keeps us enslaved mentally, keep us from being enlightened on the I'm watching the game here. Keeping individuals away from the true knowledge of self, even, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now we look at all these pictures as, in the Christian faith, look at these pictures and these are all white individuals, but they need to do their research because it just doesn't make no logical sense whatsoever. That these characters are white. I think Pope Julius Caesar paid Michelangelo so many years ago to paint these pictures.
Right.
As far as my knowledge goes, but I still think that even the image, if you believe in the images there, that even makes it more detrimental to the mental, because your eyes behold a white picture, and being black,
Right.
and the majority of black Christians, they visualize, and I say again, they visualize. If they close their eyes and pray, if they just have pure belief, they visualize a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus Christ.
Right.
That is so far from the truth, because based on even biblical scriptures.
Exactly.
There's a guy named Chris Costco, and I wish he was in on this conversation, man. It went back and forth for at least 3 hours. He used to work with me. He's over in West Virginia now. He's a very enlightened. He's Sicilian,
Okay.
but he's white. Okay, he's got black, straight type of curly hair. But he's a cool brother, man, and he is very knowledgeable in the Bible. But I posted a question out there. I haven't heard from him in quite a few months. And I just said, it was just basically just what color was Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
And he jumped right in, and we took swing after swing after swing. But when it all boiled down to it, he was saying that it doesn't matter. Only the thing that matters is salvation and grace, that you make it to the destination. That's the only thing that matters.
Right.
But I took him to a couple of scriptures that I know of when I was in Islam, and again, Farrakhan and the likes around the United States, they point out certain things in the Bible that directs us back towards the blackism that's in the Bible. Now Solomon, this is where it gets deep. Solomon was the father. I'm sorry, David was the father of Solomon. The prophet David was the father of Solomon. Solomon, the songs and the Proverbs and all that. I think David wrote the Proverbs, but the Songs of Solomon, that's David's son. Now, in the belief that Jesus was born through the virgin named Mary, they said that the Spirit, God placed the seed of David, meaning his sperm seed, the seed of David in Mary's womb, that she may bear a child, and then she will call him Emmanuel, Jesus, whatever, okay?
Right.
Now, with that sequence of knowledge going in that direction, when you look at the lineage, and when you look at what Jesus said in the Bible, and you look at what Solomon said in the Bible, and you look at what Scripture says as far as how Jesus even existed in a Virgin Mary, which a lot of people don't believe. They believe that you can clone and you can clone a goat and everything else. If man can do this, I'm pretty sure if there's entities greater than man, they can definitely be done without question. Meaning, if a person believes in God, they believe that God is nothing is impossible by God. They have to believe that that was not impossible as well.
Right.
Anybody that don't believe in God, they're going to question everything that seems like it's nowhere possible. The truth. How could it be? And that's what makes God, in a major sense, a lot higher in ability in existence than man is. We can't be equal to that which we are created from. That's why we call creatures, because we were created.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't see somebody or a divine being, God per se, being equal to man. But people will still say that. Okay? But you look at Solomon. Solomon in his songs, he said, I am black. He even says that right in the scriptures.
You can find it right in the Bible.
You can find it right in the Bible. And a lot of people don't know this, and I learned this years ago studying Islam.
Yeah.
Solomon, David was the father of Solomon, and Solomon was the one in his the Songs of Solomon in the Bible. He states himself, I think it's within the first 4 chapters, first few verses or whatever, he says, I am black. It's right there, black and white. Now, when you look at him saying that, and he's from the same, Jesus being from the same seed, which is David, because remember, David is the father of Solomon. So really, when you look at it, the way that the whole thing ties together is Jesus would be the biological brother of Solomon, because he was taken from the same seed, which was David.
Okay.
Per se, different mothers, because Solomon was born of his own mother. Jesus was born, per se, the Virgin Mary, and that's why they said Mary was chosen because she was a virgin, and Jesus could not be born of that which was not pure.
Right.
Okay, if he was born from a person like Joseph or whatever, he wouldn't be born from pure, because at that time they said that Mary was chosen because she was a virgin that was chosen to bear the child, and that's just the way the fulfillment of Scripture was set forth.
Right.
When I hit my man Costco, his name is Chris Costco, and I'll tell you, he's real cool, man. He's very knowledgeable, but he was in a corner that he couldn't get out of, because I know he researched that Scripture electronically, and he saw that it was there, but I know from his response he never knew that that was there.
Right.
But that broke him down. So you tell me, what color is Jesus? If he says, I am the seed of David, the root of Jesse, which said Jesse was the father of David, he said, I'm the bright morning star. That's in the Bible. If you believe, and you see a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus, you cannot even negate the fact that in there you can see that he was purely a black man.
And he's telling you
Emphasis
this,
to the Bible being the reference point.
and he's telling you this out of his own mouth with his own words.
Exactly. He said, I am the seed of David, the root of Jesse, the bright morning star. Those are the words of Jesus that said when they were questioning who was he was telling them then. But when you look at Scripture and you see the seed of David, one of David's seed being Solomon, said, I am black.
Okay.
And he even says further in that Scripture, he says, but come, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, do not look upon me as something, I can't remember verbatim, but do not look upon me in a strange way or something like that. For the sun has kissed upon my skin. My parents has worked me in the vineyards. And, it just goes on and on and on in that run of Solomon, explaining to him his own true color.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty deep, man. I can tell you never knew that.
Nope. So what did he eventually say about it?
Well, he just said, it still doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I said he agreed, but he still said it doesn't matter that he's black. And he said, you may be 100% correct, but one day we'll see.
My take on that, for those that use that argument, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. And I think that to me, it's a psychological thing where I just look at it like a person, you would rather see Jesus, that's a person that don't want to accept that, yes, that was a black man. And you would rather see him as no color than to see him as black. Because when it comes to, I think back in the past, when it came to an argument as far as when there was no argument, when everybody just accepted that Jesus was a white man, you didn't hear people talk. People weren't talking like that. The color doesn't matter. And, his color didn't matter until it started to become clear that Jesus had to have been a black man, had to have been an African. So now that even white historians and I forgot the word you call for people that are experts on the Bible, Bibleologists or something. Theologists. Okay. So now that it's clear that even educated people are admitting and stating that yes, Jesus was a black man. So now all of a sudden the color don't matter.
Of course.
Instead of accepting him as being black.
Right.
And if the color don't matter, then how come when a person like me posts these pictures of black Jesus, how come I don't get no response? But yet all day long you see black people posting pictures of a white Jesus, they get responses all day long. Everybody want to type amen and make their comments, I love you Jesus, and all of this. I did that as a test, man, when I posted those pictures.
Mm-hmm. You're right on point. They don't want to talk about it. The color doesn't matter to them because you put something up there that's contrary to the level of their awareness, man. It's just so simple.
Mm-hmm.
These people can be figured out, but these are the so-called believers, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they can be proven that they're non-believers because they don't even believe in the simple aspects of Jesus, even if it's right there in the same book that they pick up every day and say that they believe in. But when you look at the color of Jesus, it's in there, but they'll still say it don't matter. So that's contrary to their belief anyway.
Right.
In my mind, it is.
And the people that I did the test to, that young man I was talking about earlier, and then a young lady, I I guess I can call what did she call us? Lyrics. You know, Lyrics.
Oh yeah.
She did the test too, and she had to go ahead and admit that I was right, cause she did it and she didn't get any response out of it. Then she did it with the white Jesus. Then she got responses from it, and these are black people that she got the response from. You know.
Yeah, it's so much of a gray area though. You know.
Let me ask you something. I got a question for you. That I know you're familiar with. On the topic of albinos, do you believe the spin that Farrakhan gave on albinos as far as the scientist Yakub grafting albinos? Do you what do you think about that? What's your take on that?
Well, I never heard him speak on that. I know. In the general sense, as far as in Islam, they talk about Yakub, the grafted devil or whatever. You know, I've had the surface knowledge on that, even when I was studying Clarence 13X, 5%ers.
Yeah.
They run around calling, you know, for all the 85%ers and got the 10% bloodsuckers of the poor, 85% bloodsuckers of the poor. The unrighteous one, the one that is the seed of the grafted devil Yakub and all these other, you know, gibberish that they believe in. But I never knew that Farrakhan had. I should say I never heard anything on about Farrakhan.
Speaking on that.
On that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm preoccupied here, trying to get this burger back together.
He teaches that there was a scientist a long time ago named Yakub, and he grafted albinos from black people. Yeah. And I'm not exactly sure on this part, but I think that's I think his point was that's where whites come from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he said that there was a time in the period where they were actually sectioned off and were forced to stay in and around the area of the Caucasoid Mountains.
Right.
Where they was not allowed. He said that's what all of the around the Christopher Columbus time, when whites were getting out exploring the rest of the planet, they were trying to seek knowledge and find out things that the African had already knew for hundreds of thousands of years.
Right.
And that was their birth as far as getting out to the rest of the world. That was their birth, the European. Yeah, they had at that time, and that's when they took off. That's when they took off in their making their history. You know, their history really just started in the last 500 years or so. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that out just to get your. I know you're a smart man. I just want to see what your opinion of that was. Sounds kind of far-fetched. I don't know. I would have to do more reading and checking into that for me to actually believe it. But I like to try to trust and believe what the minister says, because usually he makes a lot of sense to me. And I know he's a very, very, very smart man and very educated, you know.
Very. I haven't heard him in a few years, actually. But like I said, I went on YouTube and caught a few things and all that. But my whole thing, man, when I was growing through Islam, and I never made a pilgrimage, you know, to Mecca. I didn't do the Sadat. There's a lot of different things that, as a Muslim, even in America, you have to do certain things that would make you Muslim, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just read and just believe because it sounded good. It pertains to us. We're oppressed. We're being, you know, harassed and pretty much crucified every day, you know, by white America.
Yeah.
And so those things are very entertaining to us. It was to me as a young black brother that was going through crazy hell on the job, in the military and everything else. Because I'm telling you, man, the military was the most racist organization I've ever experienced.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know, I still wore the uniform. I still, you know, I had to fight for my stripes and things like that. And I think I stayed in there just to make a point. You will not. It ain't going to happen with me. You know, I try to make a change for those that were going to be coming in after me, you know.
Yeah.
And I had brothers in there, man, just like with Mitsubishi. If you know the sons behind them, they got sued big time, you know, racial discrimination. But I had people at the time telling me, you know, you've been too radical, man. You can't beat them at being ignorant. You can't, you know, change the way that they've always been.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I may not be able to change it, but I can make an impact on how they're going to respond to me on a daily basis. And they're not going to push me around like they're pushing y'all around. I had blacks telling me that I was too radical on the job.
Yeah.
But in the end, once that money, them dollar signs start clicking, they were coming to me asking me questions. Hey, man, who's this attorney that you got? You know, let me have his number. You know, now they want to get in because that money, they're green, you know.
Yeah.
But it was like the old Jesus thing. It didn't matter at first. Let them do what they do. Let them say what they say. But then it mattered when it was all said and done because the dollar signs started ringing and showing in their eyes. But the military was definitely a most racist organization, man. I mean, I had so many things directly from the higher-ups, you know. When I took things to them, I give you an incident, man. When it was Florida 93 down there in southern, you know, Mississippi roads out back in 93.
Yeah.
Bottom of Illinois, all through there was just being wiped away. We had they flew us down there in a Chinook helicopter, double-blade helicopter. But what we did was we flew down to East St. Louis first. And the general that was in charge, actually he was the captain, he had told, he had a little meeting down there at East St. Louis High School. You know, we right there in the root of the hood.
Yeah.
And they had
white guy?
Huh?
White guy? He was a white guy?
Oh, yeah. You know, he was you know, redneck, crazy, white racist. You know, I knew it all along, but everybody else, you couldn't tell him that. But now we get down there, and he says like this, we had to be stationed in the high school there. That's where we had our bunks. So you know, they would just go ahead and ship us out, sandbag down in southern Illinois, Anna Jonesboro, and I'm going to tell you a story about that.
Yeah.
But he got down there and gave his briefing, and he said, now, this is it. He said, we don't want nobody leaving the school ground. This is an area where you got nothing but blacks, so you know you have nothing but rape down here.
And what city was this?
This is East St. Louis.
Oh, okay. I've been there before. Matter of fact,
Yeah, he said there's nothing but rapists down here, murderers, thugs. These people are uncivilized. They don't know how to live, so nobody can go down the street and go to the old store or nothing like that. He told us we had to stay there, but then he turned around and said, but when we get down to places like Anna Jonesboro, Murfreesboro, you know, these are redneck towns. This is the exact word. These are redneck towns, and we'll have more safety down there than we would here, so nobody is off grounds here in East St. Louis.
Right.
And so I went in an uproar. Me and I got a couple people behind me. You know, here I am trying to lead a move
Right.
in the military, and I told them, you know, I need some black hair products. I can't get that in Anna Jonesboro, you know, Murfreesboro. I can get that down the street here in St. Louis. You know, I started thinking about the black products that we need as blacks, you know.
Right.
I used to use that old the shaving mix with the powder and the water.
Right.
That's what you call it, magic shave or whatever. I used to use that because I couldn't use a razor. And I know I couldn't get that down in Murfreesboro as well. But anyway, man, we finally got down to Murfreesboro, and I'm gonna tell you, man, I went up and I was rebellious at that time down in East St. Louis. But when we got down to Anna Jonesboro, now my first experience there was we got down there and we had to be stationed in another school.
Yeah.
And the person that was leading all that had said, well, you make sure you tell all your this is what he said, you tell all of your Negro, when you know what he really said, I'm going to keep it clean. No,
Yeah.
You tell all your Negroes that you brought down here, but that Anna Jonesboro, Anna stands for ain't no niggas allowed.
Yeah.
You feeling me?
Yeah. He
and they showed it. Man. They had a truck full of the good old boys riding up their rednecks, man. Shirts all barefooted on a pickup truck, drove on the school grounds yelling, get these niggas out of here. No, I mean, it was horrible, man. I mean, those were some nights I couldn't even sleep.
Yeah. And here it is, he got black soldiers on his, supposed to be on his team, on his side. And he talking like that.
Exactly.
Basically telling everybody that, you know, these niggas down here are your enemies, really.
Oh, yeah. But that's why I say that's the most racist, establishment I've ever been directly involved in. You know, but, you know, it is what it is. Like my daughter, she's in the Army and all that. You know, I may let her make a conscious decision, but I did talk to her about those things. Told her what she's going to be facing when she gets in and all that.
Has she told you, she talked to you about things that she don't agree with, or do she see the racism herself?
No, not to this point.
Okay. Well,
I wouldn't even be in the town if that was the case.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be here.
She probably would experience that more if something was going on. Like if she was, have she seen action? Has she been in action?
No.
Okay. She probably would experience or see it more if she was in some action.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
She kind of laid back right now. Her duties and her job is during peaceful time.
Yeah, a lot of training, a lot of peacetime training.
Yeah. What is her profession in that? What does she do?
She's in automated logistics, which has to do with calculating loads for transport, both troops and equipment. You know, for the aircraft to be safe per se.
Oh, okay.
You know, so she has to know how to palletize, you know, pallets and things like that for all the equipment, all of the necessities that's going out outside the United States or within.
Does she plan on making a career out of it?
I'm not really sure. She really got into it because we fell short on the money to get her going through Clark University in Atlanta. Her mom chose that. It was just too much.
Yeah.
And she really loved it down there, so she decided that's what she had to do in order to get some of her tuition paid.
Okay. Has she started a family yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. She's going to get all the important stuff out of the way first.
Right.
And then once she starts a family, she'll be able to be self-sufficient, more self-sufficient, and
Exactly.
get some security in there first. Yeah. Yeah, that's quite interesting, man. I bet you got some good stories to tell your grandchildren
Yeah, I do.
one day.
One day, man, my son, he was going to Von Steuben over here. I don't know if you know where Von Steuben is. Right next to the District 150 admin building.
No, I don't know what that is. I never heard of that. I
Okay.
know that's some Von Sturp sound like some German name. Is that a German name?
I think it is, Von Steuben. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure some history behind the name, too. You know, Thomas Jefferson, all these schools are named, you know, has significance to certain people back in history and all that.
Mhm.
But he was told one day that if he didn't want to do the Pledge of Allegiance, he was mad about something at home first. And so when he got to school, he did not stand up. You know, when the person doing the pledge over the intercom, he didn't stand up right away.
Yeah.
He was in a motion of standing up, but the pledge had already started. So the teacher snapped on him, sent him down to the principal's office. Went down there, and the principal allegedly told him if he didn't want to say the pledge, don't like America, take his black, you know what, back to Africa.
The principal told him that.
Principal.
Wow.
And let me tell you something, man. This is one of them days I had to soldier up. I went up there, talking about being a mental soldier, and I went up there and laid something on that man history-wise, and I had my son to witness that.
Yeah.
But when I was done, this man was so red in the face, and he was just speechless. He couldn't say another word. But I told my son at that point, I said, now this is something that I'm glad you learned at 14. Matter of fact, he was 13. I said, because, you know, when I learned this, I had to learn it after I had enlisted in the military, this kind of crap. But I said, you got it early. So I said, from this day on, this is what you take in experience of how people are going to treat you even worse throughout your life. These people, I was saying.
Right.
But I had to hit him with a few of the Malcolm X
Yeah.
little statements, you know, verbatim.
Let me ask you this. If, let's say you had the opportunity, let's say just hypothetically speaking, you were to win a bunch of money in the lottery, right?
Yep.
Because a lot of that's holding, preventing, and I could be wrong, I don't know, but I know I can speak for myself. One of the things that's stopping me from really getting active and really trying to make a difference to fight white supremacy is finances, is money.
Exactly.
Because I'm not going to get out on the streets and get out here getting active and I'm broke and I don't really have the money to make people, you know, to convince people to follow me or the money to pay for things that's necessary to get a movement going. It takes money, man, you know?
Right.
And I mean, it takes drive and ambition too to do it, but you still need money. Because you need money to organize and you need to purchase things and you need to get a movement going, you need money. So my question to you is, let's say if you won the lottery, let's say somewhere like $20 million. If you were to win or come across, somehow get $20 million and it's yours legally, what do you think that you would do to add to the struggle, add to the fight against white supremacy? How would you go about being active in that? If you had all the money you needed to do it, what do you think you would do?
First and foremost, I think I would manage that money, but I think I would outsource it. I don't think I would become the root movement leader. I would eventually lead an organization that fights, racism, discrimination, things like that. And I'm talking about being firsthand active with it. But I think what I would do is I would probably manage the money and feed the people that are already in place.
Yeah.
Feed the people that are already in place, and then learn, from what they're doing. Because it's hard just to start something. Oh, you know what? It exists. I'm just gonna go forward, use this money, and start a movement, and then not knowing, the important aspects of having an organization without the experience. I think there are some experienced ones out there. Even the Nation of Islam. I think if them brothers standing on the corner and handing out papers, that's some enlightenment there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, I know a lot of people will, in the Christian faith, will say, oh, you know what, you straddle the fence, you lukewarm, you can't be. God doesn't like that. But it's still an individual thing. There's a lot of things in Islam that I agree and disagree with.
Yeah.
Because their belief inside the boundaries of America sometimes are very, very obvious that they're different from the traditional Islam as the major umbrella. Malcolm X, he did experience that when he went over, when he went over and took the pilgrimage.
Yeah.
It's easy to say without taking a pilgrimage. It's easy to say without even seeing video footage, true video footage of what goes on over there in that country, and I like the fact that whole country shuts down and to pray towards the east, pray towards Mecca, throwing the rocks at the Kaaba, things like that. It's ritual sounding, but these people over there are serious. They don't sit back and read and say, okay, I just believe, and I'm a man of these scriptures that I read in the Quran,
Right. They will act if a crisis should occur.
Exactly. These folks will straight up, kill you for what they believe in. If they had to.
And not only them. Lately, we've been witnessing in the news. There have been other countries that'll do the same thing. Yep. People take to the streets. Somebody want to disrespect one of their women, or they try to make a fool out of the people, the public, rip them off. Hell, they'll take to the streets. And we've been seeing a lot of it in the news lately.
Yeah, that's true. So I would feed the sources that are there first. I wouldn't go crazy dumping all types of money, but I would feed them, but I would get involved with the ones that I'm feeding so that I can, some of the entity. Because you know what? Each one teach one. We already know the science behind that.
Yeah.
There's not one person. He needs to go get us some calling. There's not one person that can handle the oppression that is inflicted upon us on an everyday basis in this huge country called America, and abroad, in England, the other foreign countries, because it's black all over this planet.
Right.
But as we talk about the boundaries of the United States, there are plenty of sources that we can learn from and get involved with, actively involved in movement. But what do we have here in Peoria alone?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got the Nation of Islam down on Western Street handing out newspapers and, doing their thing. But what else are we doing?
Right.
Counting on them to be shot callers and our help, our resolution seekers and things like that. Don't shoot and all this other crap. We're relying on them to do what we should be doing as a people. And we can't do that unless we're unified.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you still got Christians that don't want to be unified because Muslims don't believe the way we do. Because I tell you like this, man, I don't care. I'm a warrior. If you come to me wrong, don't try to use scripture and say that I'm not a man of God, nothing like that, just because I got enough smarts to say, you know what, you won't talk to me that way. You won't look at me this way. This is just the other day on the job. I had to curse somebody like that in front of the general manager, but they know where I stand, and that paves the way for others coming behind me and some of the ones that are there.
Right.
Because somebody got to take a stand. If not, all of us can't be falling, man. We can't be falling, and none of us not having a clue.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I would just feed the sources that are there, get involved with those sources, and try to learn, and I would probably branch off, if not even stay within. Go get Brooke real quick. She's calling. Because progress is progress, No matter how small the steps, no matter how long or short the time, progress is still progress. And as long as we sit around with $20 million or without and not do nothing, we can't be saying too much about what our people's troubles and why we are in the position that we're in. A lot of that has to do with just knowledge of self, just simple surface knowledge of self. And black folks, they run from knowledge of self. They don't want that.
Right. Right.
That's too much study, it's too much reading. We don't like to read,
We've got Newark, we've got Gary. Somebody told me we got L.A.
Well, Larry, I want to thank you, brother, once again for calling in and taking the time out of your day to chop up game with the Mo Man and add something to the show. I appreciate that, brother.
Well, what's the trivia? Because you got me last time.
You know what? I've been so busy today, I didn't even take the time out to come up with one, and I'm sorry about that. I don't even have one today.
Well, I still got my two unused, or I should say, pre-owned ashtrays that I got the first time I answered. I thought that was pretty hilarious, though. But hey, I appreciate it, man. I hope I didn't take up too much of the time.
Oh, no. It's all good. The next time you call, I have a trivia for you. If nobody calls in and answers before you do.
All right, sounds good.
Things are still slow, as you know, so more likely the answer will still be open for you. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I'm going to have to make a couple calls, man, and inboxes, get some people involved. Some people don't still know about it. I like to get their brother Malcolm Grant in there, though, so I can hear what he says verbally. The guy that I told you about it, and see what you think of him.
Okay, I'd like that. I'd like for him to call up and give some input.
Yeah, so he was the one that introduced Hidden Colors to me. So he's deep, but he's still on the surface and kind of shallow to me on certain issues. But he's a good brother. He means well, but I keep it clean and just keep my thoughts to myself.
Yeah, he needs to get his facts in order, right?
Most definitely.
Get more information, more accurate information. All right, brother. I want to thank you for calling up.
All right.
And you have a good day.
Friend, and one day we'll still meet and have some lunch or dinner or something, breakfast or something.
That would be nice. One of these. Maybe, hey, what do you said you work on Saturdays, right?
Yeah, I was off all day today though.
You was off all day today. What about Sunday? Oh, you go to church on Sundays?
Yeah, I'm at church on Sunday with the family, but
maybe one day after church, after you get settled and everything and get back home, and one of these Sundays, maybe next Sunday if you don't have nothing to do, I'll keep in contact with you. We'll that'll be nice to go up to Hy-Vee or something, man. Go up there and have a meal and sit and talk for a while.
Sounds good.
Yep. So, thank you, brother, and you have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and bring the show to a close because nobody else really is in the room.
Okay.
And it's late because I got started late. So,
right.
And I want to thank you for calling up. And, Larry, you have a good night, brother.
You too, my friend.
Talk to you later, man.
Right.
And that was my good buddy Larry calling up, giving a good prolific input as usual. Ladies and gentlemen.
Stevie Wonder, Secretary of Fine Arts, and Miss Aretha Franklin.
Larry is a good guy. That man got some knowledge on his head, don't he, y'all? And I like the fact that he goes on and on. He don't seem to run out of words. Larry is helping my show tremendously. Sometimes I even maybe feel a little, what do you call that word? Intimidated. Just a little bit, though, just a little bit. Because as he talk, I'm learning things. There are some things I've never heard before. And I'm kind of weary about throwing out stuff thinking I know something. But then again, that's kind of good, right? If I think I know something and I throw something out there and he's able to correct me, he's able to put me on the right track mentally, put me on the right track educationally. So that's a good thing. But I'm just not really too used to conversing and talking with black men like myself that are so knowledgeable. I'm not really running in those circles. I would like to be, but the way my life is, I'm not really around knowledgeable, enlightened, and educated people such as Larry. So it's a challenge, and it's exciting to be able to chop up game with a man like that. And at the same time, you get the opportunity to learn some things by listening to my man Larry. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, well, this show tonight lasted, about an hour and 20 minutes? That's pretty good timing, considering I started late and considering I really wasn't prepared tonight. But it's all good. It's all good. C, D, F, G. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear that music, you know what that means. It means that it's been good, it's been fun, and we had a good time for what it was worth. And even though I got started and really wasn't all that prepared, it still turned out to be a complete show. Let's see, what today is Wednesday, tomorrow is Thursday. I heard that it's going to be a little rainy tomorrow. In the meantime, I got to do some researching so that I can bring up some better topics on the show and some things I got to do to make the show a little more entertaining. I'm planning on, I'm an actor at heart too, have a big sense of humor, and I'm planning on putting together some comedic pieces that I'm hoping that the public, my listening audience will enjoy. And I got to work on that and put that together and play it on the show, and hopefully people will like it. Hopefully I can get somebody to do some laughing while we learn something at the same time, y'all. Exploring love, holding hands. Remember how we made our plans. So in the meantime, I want everybody to be good. Hoping that everybody be good. Remember to tune in to the show Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the Mo Man Truth Show. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. As the show pick up and as I get more listeners later, what I want to do is do it five days a week, and even maybe 6 days a week, even on a Saturday, a Sunday or a Saturday. On Saturday, people like to go out and stuff. So I couldn't imagine too many people sitting up listening, tuning in on a Saturday night. People like to go out. They work all week. They want to go out and enjoy themselves. So I'll probably make it a Sunday night. Sunday is more so the night where people will be in the house. But first I got to work at advertising and get more viewers, right? A moonlit sky above. And when that happens, I can move on to 5 or 6 days a week. I would love to do that. But right now, this is a grassroots movement with the Mo Man Truth Show, so I'll have to start at the very beginning, and I'm starting out slow. Y'all see how hard it is to get people to come on in. And I got to learn how to go about getting more viewers, attracting more people. What is that? That buzzing noise that you hear is my cell phone going off. Let me know that the Arsenio Hall show is on. I enjoy that show at night. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the closing part of the show. And like I said, everybody be good, be careful, be safe. Be decent to your fellow man. Be civilized to your fellow man. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, treat those the way that you would like to be treated. And with that, good night, ladies and gentlemen.
A monster, man. We gonna get that to be a monster. Ever since I was 13, my biggest problem has been just to find the right road to get to that rainbow that everybody talks about. Like most people get close enough to count the stripes, but they don't have enough guts to reach out and take that pot of gold.
And what are you going to do?
I'm gonna walk off with the whole pot.
You going to share that with anyone?
There's a possibility I might share it with a little lady I just met who calls herself Diane. It's not gonna be easy though, baby. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard work.
I really have a lot of good feelings. I know when I first saw you, I just wanted to touch you and hold you. And there's an incredible excitement about you. Something very powerful.
Yeah, I had those good feelings about you when I first saw you.
So where do we go from here?
You go all the way to the top if you're not afraid. Everything's gonna be all right. I'm gonna be everything to you. I'm gonna be your father. I'm gonna be your friend. I'm gonna be your lover. But you gotta believe in me. You gotta believe that everything I tell you to do is for the best. For the both of us, okay? Here's a toast to what we're getting into.
Hey, y'all.